have a question. You know, when an egg falls, it's the same egg that breaks. But why is it that when night falls, night doesn't break? When night falls, is the day that breaks. Night falls, day breaks. Give me a break. I've just fallen in love with you. When you fall, I break. When you fall down, I break down. When you fall apart, I break apart. My knees are knocking. My heart is pounding. My thoughts are racing. I can't stop pacing. Give me a break. I'm falling in love with just you. They say love is blind. I think that love is kind. Love is one of a kind, a unifying elixir for all mankind. So let us put on the crown of creativity, the eyes of perspicacity, the shoulders of responsibility, the loins of productivity, the knees of humility, the feet of stability, the legs of consistency, the heart of courage, the lips of truth, the nose of discernment. Let us clothe ourselves with the garments of love. Let us seek the power of love and not the love for power. Night falls, day breaks. When you fall, I break. When you fall down, I break down. When you fall apart, I am the one who breaks apart. So why don't you fall on me so I can break your fall? Night falls, day breaks. I love you. Thank you very much.
The things you do for me, nobody can do. The miracles you bring my way, you blow my mind, I have no other God but you. I have no other God but you.
Adiameni na so misaka.
Middo, osidin what?
Odo, oyo best my power.
Tina take tomac mixture. Uwo bia oni osani yefuyeri bi nyasem. Sana tina tet malake no so. Etu malaria, tipaye, stress, any hunam ya obi ase.
Free 020-816-0807 and 0276-875629.
Tina tet in you.
Eye busen chamfa.
GDA Concepts, producers of the Standpoint TV program, is offering the following services. Studio space available for rent for video shoots and conferences with seating capacity of 120 people at an easily accessible location. Standby generator available. Conference chairs also available for hiring. Sale and rental of Sony Z7 cameras. You can also contact us for video coverage for events, event organization, documentaries, TV commercials, etc. Locate us at 55 Olympic Avenue, Kokomlemle, near Joy FM. Call 050-133-9642 or 0544-844-122.
There is this new generator set we would like to introduce to you in this era of power outages.
I hope this time around you're going to give us something better.
Yes. Let's go out and have a test run.
Hey, you call this box a generator? Get a quality one from Anointed Electrical Engineering Services.
Come to Anointed Electrical Engineering Services for a permanent solution to your power problems. We do 24/7 after sales service, sales of spare parts for all generators and cables, and we repair all generators even if you didn't buy from us. Locate our head office at number 77 Anointed House off of Dokomala Main Road. Anointed, the generator experts.
Once again, let me just quickly take you through the list of sponsors. Our main sponsors are Guel, GTP, and Paba Cosmetics. We have been supported by La Lala Foods and Beverages, Munch Lounge, Pressport Cuisine, Miss Ashley Bakes, House of Foods, Stemma Pet, Penta Foods. They are the producers of Gogot and Gogot Yogurt, Maggie, EKGS, Edible Eyes, Close Up, Awake Mineral Water, Kodams, and of course we send our gratitude to Mrs. Ofori Poku as well as all our media partners. And just a quick one here, we have also received support from Mubaraka Sali for supporting us with Bishasa Bisap. It's now time for us to listen to our next speaker. I've been in the media for some time. Our next speaker, I haven't encountered one-on-one, but she's one of those people I've always looked forward to having an encounter with one-on-one on television. I'm talking about our own former minister in charge of women and children's affairs. This woman was once upon a time an MP for the Nalergo Gambaga constituency. And she came on the political scene in 2000, as far as I can remember. And since then, she has risen from height to greater heights. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and welcome a woman who is an inspiration for all Muslim women and indeed people who are not Muslims. Hajia Alima Mahama.
It is my pleasure to be here. And as Gifty says, for me, Standpoint is a landmark. The activities is a landmark. And anytime Standpoints invite me to participate in an activity, I say hallelujah. Gifty is doing so much. She's doing so much. She's given us a platform. And we all want to be part of that platform and share. She's one lady, I will even say one human being who wants to see everybody grow. There's no shred of jealousy in her. If there is any jealousy, it's jealousy to make sure that you do well, you do better, you do better. That's her kind of jealousy, constructive one, to push for everybody to do better. And in Standpoint, she has touched every field. There's no field that she hasn't touched. She's touched every field. In fact, she's a Christian, and she's invited Muslim women here and for us to deliberate on issues of Islam for women and how even Islam promotes equality of men and women. This is an opportunity for us to deliberate on all that. So, Gifty, hip, 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 hooray! Hip, hip, hip! Hooray! Thank you so much. That leads me on to talk about Islam and the position of women. Let me say I will dare also talk as a politician because I cannot deny that I'm a politician. I'm a Muslim and a very proud one. Because I read the Quran, I read it in English because I'm not learned in Arabic. And as I read the Quran, it makes me a better Muslim and proud to be a Muslim woman. All the things we talk about, the problems of Zongo, the problems of Muslim communities, and indeed, I must admit that Muslim communities are the most deprived in this country. We are. We shouldn't deny it. We are. Our areas are underdeveloped and we are deprived. And that's, for me, there's one reason for it. We should not deceive each other that we don't look down on our women. We do. We look down on our women. And the reason why we have all these problems in our community is because women are not participating and we are not putting women the role that they should play in our society. We have to ensure that women are able to mold the household the way we want it to be, instead of always telling them that you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. But even the children, sometimes your boy children even want to feel that they know more than you. Is that not right? You go to a place, the Muslim boys will tell you that, look, you are a woman, you should do this, you should do this. Everybody wants to teach a woman what to do. There is this phenomenon in us. Every single, I don't know whether it's African, I think it's part of our culture or one way or the other. Everyone wants to feel more important. In a situation, you want to have a situation where you feel you are more important in status than the other. So it has culminated in the men in our community sometimes putting themselves in a role to make them feel more important than somebody else. And that somebody else is who? Is the woman. But let me assure you, women, if you allow it, you will be the doormat. If you don't allow it, you will not be. There's a proverb in my language that you look at the face of the person and decide what to cook for the person to eat. You look, when you get a stranger in your house, a visitor comes into your house, you look at the face and decide what you should cook for the person. So my passion is about seeing women encourage yourself, love yourself, put yourself out there, learn and do things. If we are going to sit back and say they are always looking down on that, that is how the children have been raised, and maybe we are also part of it. We've helped in raising them that way. We should focus on ensuring that things go well for us and things go on well in our communities. In leadership, we are not there. It's so clear. 10% in parliament, about 10% ministerial appointment. And in district assemblies, you'll be surprised that my constituency lies my district. There was no single woman elected as a member of the district assembly. And when it comes to the appointment to, unfortunately, the appointment is even below 4%. We are hoping that the appointment will be a vehicle for getting women inside there. When I was minister, I tried, and the statistics were there. At least in my time, we were able to raise it to about 15 and 13%. Now we've gone down again. So women, we have to position ourselves in leadership. Ohine Gifty will be the first to tell you that what she's doing is not easy. Even though I rattle about women, my challenges are always with women. Honestly, the challenges I've had in life are always in the field of working with women. I told somebody that I'm getting disappointed because all my life, my passion has been working with women and all that. But yet, I tend to also find the challenges and the problems that I get in life from women. Why is this so? And the person said, Alima, don't go there. Don't go there at all. I hope you are not also coming to tell us that women are their worst enemy. I don't want to hear that from you. It's about life that any place that you decide to work in, you get challenges. In any area that you focus to work in, there are challenges, isn't it? So it's not about women not liking me or not liking Gifty. It's just that in any area that you focus, you are, if you are a nurse and you are focusing in the hospital, your challenges are from patients, isn't it? If you are a teacher, most of your challenges come from the pupils, the students you teach. So if you decide that you are going to focus on working for women, your challenges will come from women. So we have to learn to accept it and strive and strive and strive. After all, life is about struggle, isn't it? Every day is about struggle. We are struggling, working together, promoting, supporting each other. So please don't get discouraged if you support any woman and one day one woman messes up with you. It will happen. But don't get discouraged. Let's focus on working for women and ensuring that women get there. Let's also hold our governments, our institutions accountable. They have to be accountable to us. And as far as conflict is concerned, politicians are human beings. Ghana is blessed, but we should not kid ourselves to think that we are more special than Liberia. We're not more special than Liberia. We're not more special than Sierra Leone. We're not more special than Ivory Coast. I'm calling the nations nearby. I'm not even going far to Somalia and then Afghanistan. We should not kid ourselves to think that we are more special. We are not. We are not. That's why we have to guide the peace that we have jealously and do the right thing. And women have a role to play in making demands. Indeed, it was women who forced and brought about the peace. They sat down and said, it's enough. The talk is enough. We have to move forward. We have to get a change in government, and we have to have election. And they mobilized women to register. So, talking about the 51% population, more than 60% of women registered, and they voted massively for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to become the first female president in Africa. They did their part. So war is the last thing anybody should want. We want peace. But as I indicated, the peace must come from our institutions. They have to do the right thing. They have to be fair. They have to be credible. Lima, I'm not going to start a war. I love peace. I have my grandchildren. I want my grandchildren to grow in peace, go to school, start some. We all desire that for ourselves, don't we? Yeah. Women, our first thing is to see our children grow, go to school, take care of them, attain some prosperity, some peace and love. Can we have this when there's war? So to start, we all want peace. But things have to be done properly. So let's support each other. Let's ensure that we move forward. Let's ensure that women are out there preaching peace, doing the peaceful things, participating in processes, making time to participate in all processes. And I can't overemphasize this point that if you see possibility of conflict, you draw attention to it. You draw attention to it, starting with your association. Indeed, you can even call Gifty. You can call Ohineyere if you think you talk to your association and they feel that there's a problem here. Sometimes it's difficult to reach the bigger fellows. You call her, and I'm sure we know here, or we can get her number. You call her and say, look, I've seen this happening here and there's potential for conflict. What can we do to nip it? That's what we need to do, and be ready to participate in all the activities that we are. You see, I brought a lecture, but I like talking. I've left my papers and I'm talking. So going forward, we need to engage, we need to participate, we need to be part of the education process, and we need to ensure that we have that leadership positions. We will take those leadership positions to support. As Muslims and as citizens, as women, as human beings, we must do whatever we can do and give whatever contribution we can make in the interest and in the cause of establishing human development, creating a democratic Ghana, and entrenching a civilization which respects humankind, humanity, and promotes equality. Thank you very much.
I'm a mother and take so much delight in seeing that my kids are healthy. Want to know my secret? It's Kidix syrup. It's a multivitamin syrup full of vitamins and minerals which boost their immune system and increase their appetite for food. Kidix syrup is recommended for children between 6 months to 12 years. It's available at Oson's Chemist, Lanza Chemist, and all pharmaceutical shops throughout the country. Jukat Pharmacy, located in Kaswa, is the sole distributor for Kidix syrup. For bulk purchase, please call 0244 560 296. Kidix syrup, the perfect growth and appetite tonic for children.
Odo, oyo besuma pao. Kwasuwa num tinated venike wati. Winim say tinated venike. Enum kwenye bibidra. Clinically no, ya testing with Department of Pharmacology and Microbiology at University of Ghana on Medical School.
Sir?
Omudu stamp we say bye. Minia, num tinated venike what?
Hey, tinated ambassador.
Abuye papa. Free 020-816-0807 and 0276-875629.
Tinated in Euro.
Eye Busienjamfa.
Next, we'll allow you the chance to ask 2 or 3 questions. Then our panelists, our speakers, will address your questions as briefly as they can. Then we'll move on to cut the cake and wrap up with the program. Alaji Gomda, I'll give you the first opportunity.
Ohinire, what is the future of this wonderful program? I wish you could sustain it. Will you sustain it? Tell us.
Thank you very much, my senior brother. Inshallah, we shall sustain it. And we are actually planning and hoping that by the time we are 10 years, which is the next 2 years, we should be able to take it around the country. Not just based in Accra, but we will go from region to region and hold our various conferences and programs.
I'm part of Standpoint and I'm part of the core. And Alhaji, I'm coming over to you. Gifty is too humble to ask for money. She's too humble to ask for support. If we will sustain the Standpoint, it has to be money. And when we go around asking for money, very few people are ready to give. So if we want to see it sustained, it doesn't matter how much you give. Little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. Thank you.
This is a very laudable initiative. It shouldn't end here, like Alaji stated. But those who are likely to cause chaos in this election are not any of us here. None of us here is likely to do that because we have been educated by this program and we know the irreversibly negative effects of election violence. So the onus lies on each and every one of us here to relay every information gathered here from our well-researched resource persons. So please let us as women continue to preach peace to our brothers, our husbands, our fathers. If you suspect any of these men to likely go out there and cause chaos, maybe you should imprison them for the whole day. It's not a crime. Thank you.
Okay. Shall we take the next question?
The husband of the Sheikh, even though you were not part of the speakers, I want to direct to you. Now my question is, as a society, even though we are Muslims here, Christians, if anytime there's a survey about the standard of living, depending on who is the president, so if I.E. Nanado was the president today and you went to the Eastern region, if you look at the reports that come out, you look as if they're living in paradise. At the moment, if we do the same report, and indeed it has been done, out of the 3 northern regions, it's as if there's no problem. Healthcare, they rated 10. Wealth, everything is like there's no problem at all. So it's as a people, and I know accountability has been going on and on, we are unable to say, look, I'm with you, but go and sort it. And that's how come this election violence comes, so that, well, if the president is going to be an Achim man and I am Chim, then I'm going to go and cause violence on his behalf. If the president is from the northern region and I'm anywhere close, then I'm going to cause problem on his behalf. How do we solve this thing? By demanding from our own that, listen, I'm with you, but go and fix it.
Please, your name?
And that Bature is my name. My question is, what role do we, the youth, play in conflict prevention?
The youth, you are very much part of the solution, maybe the problem and the solution. You are very much part of it. In Ghana, we have the tendency to underestimate our youth. We have this sometimes adoration, respect for age, old age. I'm not saying we should respect age, but we should know that our youth forms the bulk of the population and they can make or do things. So we have to incorporate you in all the processes. One, your participation is important. So all the processes laid out for negotiation, for peace conferences, talk about peace, for training program, for education, I think the youth should be in the lead. And when I talk about youth, I'm talking about both male and female youth. Okay? And the young women, you must position yourself to participate in youth programs. You don't allow the male youth to be dominating in all the programs. Position yourself to participate there. And today we've seen very able young women who can lead the processes for the youth. You must demand for participation and you should participate. But you also have to be educated. You should know the laws. You should know the electoral laws. You have a vital role to play, a critical role to play, and I think you should be fully on board. And the institutions that are there must recognize the youth and work with them to support in the processes. Thank you.
I don't know whether it's appropriate because I have my closing remarks to make, though Nana has asked the question. I think the question borders on two important attributes of good governance which have been neglected, and so therefore we have created a situation of deprivation. That deprivation now plays to the advantage of political parties. Non-inclusiveness is one. Uneven distribution of development. Now, you ask the question, why are all the parties, for example, if you take both MPP and NDC, why is it that in their manifesto they target the northern region for development? The MPP, for example, decided that they will quote Northern Development Fund. Just on their back, then NDC also now came with SADA. It means that they know that there's a problem. You see, when you create a situation of deprivation, you create about the human being there a certain inferiority that makes him fall vulnerable to your manipulations. And that's exactly what has happened. That's why even the Zongos, we become victims of that. And now we are educating the Zongos very well. Now, I have spoken strongly that even in Ramadan, we don't want the food to be brought. We don't want the food. But when they come to our community, they look at how deprived our schools are and give us cement, give us roofing sheets, give us furniture to bring up so that we don't want to be receivers. But that they know that our people are so deprived, that's what we are in need, we demand. So you give it to us and you get our votes. And I am totally against that. We want to see the Zongo community changing, becoming more confident, more contributing at the main center of affairs in the country. That's exactly what we are, so that we don't become the bait of political parties.
The things you do for me, nobody can do. The miracles have been my way, even my mind.
One can. Maybe you invite you for dinner.
LEAP.
Leap tomato paste.
Oh,
what else?
Honey, when it's a little tomato paste, it's a idea. It's so be awesome.
Don't want to say hi.
Madam, the food tastes very good. What's the secret?
LEAP.
Leap. Leap tomato paste. Emma Edouani de Papa.
For bulk purchase, contact 050-140-1088. Odo, ayo best my power. Koswanum tinated venicare what? When him say tinated venicare, and unkwane bibidra. Clinically, ya testing with Department of Pharmacology and Microbiology at University of Ghana on Medical School.
Sir?
Omudu stamp we say bye. Minia, num tinated venicare what?
Hey, tinated ambassador.
Aboye papa. Free 020-816-0807 and 0276-875629.
Tinated in Europe.
Hey, Busian Chamfa.
I
Thank you very much. We are gradually getting to the final stages of our program. But first of all, let me quickly once again acknowledge our sponsors who are Goyle, GTP, Paba Cosmetics. We are ably supported by Lalala Foods and Beverages, Munch Lounge, Presports Cuisine, Miss Ashley Bakes, House of Foods, Stemma Pet, Penta Foods, who are the producers of Go-Gut Yogurt, Maggi, EKGS, Edible Eyes, Close Up, Awake Mineral Water, Kodams, and of course to Mrs. Ofori Poku, we say a very big thank you. Our media partners as well, we are very much grateful to you for all the support. Now, we will go to the chairman once again to take your closing remarks, after which there's a beautiful cake here. We urge all of you to remain seated and take that. But before we go to the chairman, I nearly forgot something very important. We have a very learned man here with us. It's Sheikh bin Sana. We'll give him 2 minutes to give us a message. Thank you very much. Let's give him a big round of applause. Sheikh, thank you very much.
بسم الله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد. Today is women championing the cause for peace building and development. The Quran, in Quran chapter 27, there's an example in Quran chapter 27 onwards. And I just want to cite it just for this 1 minute. The Queen of Sheba talked about in the Bible. We call her Bilqis. And the Quran talks about Suleiman, the Prophet Suleiman. And we call her, the Christians call her King Solomon. When the king, Suleiman, wrote a letter to the Queen of Sheba, or Bilqis, to come and submit herself and her entire nation to God, the one true God, she decided, I am the queen. But because I want peace, and I want to build development in my community, let me first consult all the men who are strong and have valor that I rule. And she told them, this is the letter that has come before me. And what do you say? The men, all the men, they were ready, battle ready to fight King Suleiman. In fact, all the battalions were ready. This one said, we are ready. We have 20,000 battalions here. We have horses here. We have that. She listened to everyone. And she looked at their faces. And she uttered a statement. Kings, politicians, monarchs, when they invade your town or city, they make mischief of everything. And they make the highest among you the lowest. And that is their hallmark. And she said, peace building, peace, friendship, and development is wiser for you and my community than what you, the men, are proposing. And that became a standard for building peace and encouraging development. And all the men that came after Bilqis, be they who followed that process in building peace. So I congratulate the women today for taking the steps to build peace through this conference. And I pray to God Almighty that she will support Oheneyere, Dr. Gifty Auntie, and then King Nana Ansakwao, the fourth, to propel this program for the years to come, so that Ghanaians, Africa, and indeed the world will come to Ghana and say, yes, we have the modern Queen Bilqis here. Assalamu alaikum.
Sheikh, thank you very much. It's come to the point where our chairman will give us his closing remarks.
Thank you so much. You all agree with me that we have had a nice time. We have all accepted here that the world will be incomplete if it was restricted to only one gender. Either the world of men alone or the men of women alone. And so therefore, we are all understanding that in the world of humanity, men and women are representing the two wings that flip together in order to propel development of human community. So long in our lives across the centuries, we did not understand this. And so therefore, we left one wing behind, and that has affected our development, particularly in the African continent. And we are thankful to God that through his inspiration, through the strong voice of some women, now we have seen, and then we are going together. I'm happy that we are doing this and we are bringing women to the center. Madam Salif in Liberia and the women in Liberia came to our country here, and they were prepared to strip naked. And they sang a strong message that compelled, the West African sub-region to really work for peace in Liberia. And now we have a Liberia that is peaceful. Let me end up with one good example of what women can do. You see, Hajia, you mentioned Hudaybiyah. Yes, Hudaybiyah was a certain kind of agreement of peace between the Prophet, peace be upon him, when he had been sacked from from Mecca, now to Medina, 6 years afterwards. His followers were yearning to see the Kaaba again. Then he saw in a dream that he had been asked to visit Mecca once again. So there was excitement. So they all mobilized themselves and they came. Halfway along the line, the Meccan people heard that Muhammad is coming again. And they were not sure what he was coming to do. So they stopped him. So that thing, they sent an emissary, and it ended up in what we call the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. That's what we call the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. So it's an agreement. And she mentioned to you one of the terms. In fact, most of the terms were disadvantageous to him and his community, and yet he's accepted them. One of them was that this year you will not make it, go back home. And he said, I hear. So he didn't go in the name of peace. But when he had agreed with all unfavorable terms, his followers said, no, after we will not go. Forward ever, backwards never. 6 years we have not seen the Kaaba, we have not touched it, we are yearning, we will go. So prophet, why are you telling us to go back? Are you not the prophet? Didn't you tell us that you had a dream? So what is the contradiction about now? Then the prophet told them, did I tell you this year? Yes, I had a dream. Did I tell you this year? So prepare, let's go back. They will not go. You know the nice thing? The prophet had left his one month beautiful wives in the tent. So he rushed into the tent. He found her, Salama. When he found her, he complained and raised concern. Today, for the first time, my companions have become disobedient. For the first time, they will not listen to me. Or disobeying me and disobeying God. And his worry, women, you have the trick. You are able to calm us down. That's God giving something to you. See, to be a real woman, you can be found at the center of peace in the world. So she told him, Prophet, calm down. Calm down. Your companions will not disobey you. Now, you know what you're going to do? You get out now. When you go, never talk to your companions again, because they will learn from your examples. Go to your sacrificial animal and do it first. Sacrifice your animal and shave your hair. Your companions will, in obedience to you, will follow your example. The prophet listened to her. He came out straight. He came out. He did not talk to any companions. He went to his sacrificial animal. He sacrificed it and shaved his hair. And then all the companions say, hey, obey the prophet and obey God and his apostle. And they obeyed, and now the instruction is that now that year we will not go to Mecca because there was tension. We will go back to Medina. And that was how come we had peace for that year. Thank you so much. And hope that, Auntie Gifty, you have made a promise. This program will be expanded. It will go from region to region. It is central to the peace of our country, and we want to give you all our support. From the regions, there are those that we can talk to if it comes necessary, that they will receive you from region to region and to assist you, mobilize the Muslim women, and through you, all of us will also be pushing our peace agenda forward. Thank you so much. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Thank you very much, Sheikh Chairman. At this point in time, Ohinere Dr. Gifty Auntie, I'll hand the mic over to you, because the next stage is where we cut the 8th anniversary cake for the standpoint. And so I'll leave the rest to you at this point.
So I'd like to say thank you to two sisters One is known as Ashley Bakes, and the other one is Munch Lounge. Is Munch Lounge here? She's left. Okay. They have been very, very supportive. Munch Lounge gave us this birthday cake as a gift. Her sister Ashley Bakes also gave us pastries and cupcakes during the Women Call to Worship, the church program. So we are really, really grateful. And we are grateful to all those who supported us. Support is not easy, as my sister Liz said. It's very, very difficult because with the work that we do, we need to be careful. If you say you want to champion a cause, you don't accept everything. We from beginning made a vow that we will not accept any product that advertises alcohol or any advert that demeans women in it, exposing women, show nakedness and all that. We will never. So that makes us a bit too known and we are struggling. But God is faithful. That's why I have crazy faith. We never thought this program would be possible. But it is possible because we know God is at the center of it. So thank you so much. There will be proper thank you. But for you to take me and accept me as one of your own. And whenever we do the program, you come and support and participate in it. I mean, every time it gives me goosebumps and it gives me such great pride and the bragging rights. To say that I'm all-rounder, because indeed that's what we need to be, each other's keeper. My young sisters here, let nothing stop you. Seek knowledge wherever it is. The Quran talks about, even as far as to China. You see, I'm learning, Chief. Shake. So let's seek knowledge, sift through, and use what we can to work. You never know where your breakthrough will come. You never know. So thank you so much. I think we'll invite those at the high table, here, the speakers and the chairperson, to join us cut the anniversary cake.
All right.
Please, where are you going to stand?
Almighty Allah, Almighty God, we want to give you thanks and praises in a manner that is befitting of your holiness and highness. Thank you for this 8 years or 8 years?
8 years.
Yeah, thank you for 8 years of survival and existence. Thank you for 8 years of success. We are here to cut this cake to signify and symbolize our gratefulness to you, give you glory, and may this one be the push for us to witness subsequent years of greater accomplishment. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. Amen. Amen. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Hip hip hip. Hip hip hip. Hip hip hip. Yeah, to the glory and thankfulness to God. Thank you.